Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joel. I'm now a 4th semester nursing student at Imperial Valley College, and for today's video, it's going to be 7 ways I train my brain to be focused in nursing school. Now, the first thing, plan and visualize your day the night before. Now, this is something that is very underrated because not a lot of people do it, or at least the people that I've talked to about it, but there's something really magical and significant when you write everything you need to do the day before your actual day. Now, what is the problem when you do it the day of? Now, one of them is that I feel really lazy because, it's the first thing in the morning and my mind's everywhere. So if I do it the night before, I kind of like already wake up, I open my agenda, and I already know all the things I have to do. So having the plan already the night before, you can do it like right after you brush your teeth or before you brush your teeth. But yeah, like pretty much try and build it as a habit, because once you wake up, you already have everything planned out and you don't need to think of anything anymore. So just try it out for at least 2 or 3 times, and you're gonna see the big changes and the big alterations that you're gonna be causing to your day-to-day life. Because the big thing with procrastination, at least in my end, is that I procrastinate because I don't have a clear plan, or I don't have a clear goal of what I need to do. So if I already have that from the night before, then I already just have to follow the pattern that I already set for myself. So yeah, that's the first thing. Now, the second thing, find your peak hours. Now, by the peak hours, I mean, where do you feel like you are your most productive? It could be in the morning, it could be in the early afternoon or late afternoon or during the evening, but you need to find those peak hours in order for you to do all the heavy stuff. Now, for instance, for me, I'm a little awake during the morning, not too much, but I normally do practice questions in the morning of things that I reviewed the day before. So I kind of like already like building my brain, kind of like warming it up in a sense. And then when it's kind of like early afternoon, that's when I start to get to my peak hour. So that's when I'm gonna be either learning new content, whether it's from the textbook or whether it's through YouTube videos or my ATI textbook, but those are like my peak hours where I'm gonna be like the big juice of my studying that's gonna come. Now, when it comes to the evening, I'm already like a little more sluggish. I'm still, paying attention and I'm still active, but I'm not 100%. So that's when I do like more practice questions, but don't really read anything anymore from my textbook. So that is normally on the early afternoon. So that is like kind of like my set of the peak hours, so you can try it on yourself and see where you can do it. So yeah, that's pretty much for the second one. Now the third one, treat your brain like a muscle. Now this one is really important because a lot of people will fatigue their brains. They're gonna try and study for 6 hours a day when before, they were just used to study maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. So it's really hard for your brain to just adapt like that. It's kind of like going to the gym and trying to copy the workout of a person that has been there for 6 years. Your muscles are gonna be like very, very fatigued even like halfway through the workout, and the other guy is gonna be normal. Now, I learned this back in 2019 when I was like barely starting to look at things of the gym and stuff like that, and I saw a bodybuilder named Abel Albinetti, and his workouts are like insane. His workouts are like 2 hours long, and they're like 13 different exercises, especially in the arms. And he does like drop sets, double drop sets, triple drop sets. And when I tried to copy his workout when I was barely starting to go to the gym, like seriously, it was really hard because I couldn't do it. And he would even say on one of his podcasts that, these are my workouts. Like, I've been there for 13 years, and for people to copy my routine and the weight and everything, like, it's gonna be really hard, and their body is not used to it, and they don't need to fatigue their muscles like that. So this is my workout because, this is how I need to fatigue my muscles in order for them to grow. But, people that have been there in the gym for like a year or 2 years, they only need to do probably half of these workouts because, their brains and their muscles, are not used to this type of load. So putting that aspect into nursing school is kind of like the same. You cannot copy the person that is already in 4th semester in all their study habits because you're barely starting. My focus time is 60 minutes and then a 10-minute break, and I can refocus back again because I already have that discipline that I've been working from 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So it's really naive to think as a 1st semester or 2nd semester that you can be in my level just like that. Because even though you might try it for a couple of weeks and it can work, your brain is not gonna be able to keep up. Because for me, I had to go for 25 minutes to 5-minute break, and then I went to 30 minutes and then a 5-minute break and then 40 minutes. But you see, like, I started building it up because I really couldn't do it. And if you force your brain into really studying, like per se, like me, like my style of 60 minutes and then a 10-minute break, you will not want to do it the following day because your brain will feel so fatigued and so worn out that you're going to be procrastinating even more. And if you try and still do it, you're probably only going to be focused for 20 minutes. And in reality, the other 40 minutes were you just like procrastinating and doing something else. So just go little by little, treat it like a muscle, work it out maybe 2 hours or 3 hours a day. And then the following week, go for 3.5 hours. But, go little by little. Don't try and just go to the Olympic type of, people that, I look up to. So like some YouTubers that I do like study with me videos, and their things are like an hour or 2 hours of just like complete studying, and I'm barely in the 1 hour, but they have been doing this for years. So they're able to like just focus for 2 hours with, no problem at all. And for me, like I won't even try because I know my limit, and I know like my 1 hour is like the best I can do to be like concentrated, but then I need to take a break. So you really need to know yourself, and nobody knows more yourself more than yourself. So that was sounding kind of weird, but you know what I mean. Now the fourth thing, build discipline and be consistent. Now this is really important because discipline is one of the best things and the most important things and the most underrated things that students need. Always students try to find like shortcuts or something to be like, oh, how can I be like productive like this guy? But it's like, it's not like a magic pill. You need to be consistent about it. It's kind of like the same as going to the gym. You cannot be looking at results in just like a month or 2 months. It's probably gonna need to take a while, and you need to have discipline in order to go to the gym on days that you don't want to go.
Yeah. I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. That is a great quote. Mm-hmm. And if you can do that, you can be successful in anything.
I don't care how.
And it's the same in studying. If you study whenever you feel like it, or you feel inspired to study, it really it won't separate you from other students. But whenever you study, when you don't feel like you want to study, that's where the magic happens. And that's the key thing about discipline. You need to be consistent with your study. And if you don't want to study, then just study for an hour. Just go with 30 minutes and 30 minutes, or do something, but don't just let it be just like a free day, because then you will regret it. Believe me. Now, the fifth one, add friction to your distractions. Now, my distractions are my phone. It could be my video game here. It could be my playing cards. It could be a lot of things. I have a lot of distractions, but I do have a lot of friction. Now, when it comes to my game that I play here, I pretty much just delete it every time I'm done playing. So if I want to reinstall it, I have to go back to the website of the League of Legends. I have to download it again. I have to wait like 10 minutes, and then it takes like 15 minutes for it to like update and everything, and then that's when I can play. So it's probably gonna be like 25 minutes in order for me to just play one game. Whereas if I didn't delete it, it would just take me probably like 3 minutes to do it. But I'm adding more friction in order for me not to procrastinate and be like, well, maybe if I just play 1 game or 2 games before I study, because I know myself. So I had to uninstall this game and take it longer for it to allow me to play, in order for me to like avoid that. And with my phone, I normally just put it on airplane mode, and I have my forest app here, and I have my phone here, so I don't get any notifications or anything. So really, like, even though my phone is a distraction, I already have my airplane mode on, and then the forest app, which won't let me leave per se, like my timer. So it's like, it really doesn't matter a lot. And my cards are like all the way over there, and I'm pretty lazy to get up. So yeah, that's my ways of adding friction to my distractions. And believe me, even though it might sound really simple, it definitely will play out. And just try it and you will see, like, it's gonna do miracles. If your phone is your problem, then try to put it in the restroom or put it in your kitchen, but put it far away. And if it's like a console, then unplug it, put the console in your closet, and then put the cable in one of your drawers, and then put your controller in like another drawer. So just add more friction towards the things that will make you procrastinate, and you will see the big wonders that it's going to do. Even though it might seem like something very insignificant, you will see that it definitely will play out, and it will definitely help you. Now, the sixth one, build good habits each day. Now, there was a book called Atomic Habits that I read by James Clear, I believe. I read it like 2 years ago, and the key thing about creating habits is that you need to make it so little, the change, so atomic, the change, that you won't feel it. Now, per se, you can be, let's just say like you will study for 5 minutes or 10 minutes in order to prep yourself and get ready, and then just build that each day, and you will see like now, before you study, you're gonna have 5 minutes to plan everything out, and yeah. Or you can do the thing that I told you about the night before, you know, take 5 minutes before going to bed and you just write everything. Or you can be 2 minutes before you go to bed and just write down everything in your agenda that you want to do for the following day. And you will see it's going to create big wonders. And then now it's going to be a habit that before you go to sleep, 2 minutes before, you're going to write down everything you need to do for the following day. Another habit that you can try and do is just studying. If you're not used to study too much in the morning, just try and study 20 minutes in the morning. You know, not that bad. And then after you're done with 20 minutes and you're being consistent with it, you can move it to 25 minutes and then 30 minutes. But you see, just build habits little by little, so little to change that you won't really feel it. And if 20 minutes is too much for you, then try 5 minutes. You know, 5 minutes of studying in the morning when you weren't like used to studying in the morning for 5 minutes, you will see like, even though you might be thinking like, okay, that's really stupid, like why would I study only for 5 minutes? You will see. Just trust me. Just trust the process. Now, the last thing, meditate or pray. And this is really important, at least for me, because in order for me to be focused, sometimes I feel like my brain's everywhere and I really can't concentrate. So normally just like praying or just being thankful, or you can also practice mindfulness. That can also work, which is kind of like you just close your eyes and you just see your emotions as a third person point of view, and you really don't, you're just like an observer. There's a lot of things about mindfulness, but I pretty much just pray, and that will tend to calm me down and have like my brain a little bit more organized, and then I can start studying from there. So if I ever feel like distracted, even when I'm doing like my studying and I feel like I really can concentrate, then a little bit of prayer can work, or at least for me. So yeah, those are the 7 ways that I used throughout my nursing school, I guess, education, that helped me a lot in concentrating. And again, but like the key thing about all of these will be just discipline and being consistent. Yeah, those are like by far. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So you guys took here until the end of this video. Thank you so much guys for watching. I'll see you guys into the next video. Bye bye.